What's up, guys? Gear Greg. Today we're going to be talking about Jon Bones Jones. Arguably being one of the greatest fighters of all time, Jon won the light heavyweight championship at UFC 128. He then went on to defend this title 8 times, defeating Rashad Evans, Vitor Belfort, Lyoto Machida, Rampage Jackson, Alexander Gustafsson, Glover Teixeira, and Daniel Cormier. Jon then went up to the heavyweight division and defeated Cyril Gane by a submission and became a 2-division champ. And I'm here to tell you guys, Jon Jones is not the greatest fighter of all time. A lot of you may think that that is a crazy statement to make, but I will be giving you guys my analysis and further information as to why I believe so. Let's get into it. So first off, if we want to talk about why Jon Jones is not the GOAT, obviously we have to look at his crazy amount of fouls, his inability to keep his hands to himself. Obviously, I'm talking about the eye pokes. I'm talking about the knees to a grounded opponent. I'm talking about the elbows. You know, all the eye pokes he does against like DC, against Gustafsson, against Smith. You know, all the shit that he does, it's not legal to the sport. You know what I mean? If we're playing soccer and, you know, I walk up behind someone and I fucking kick them in the face, you know, I can't get upset that I get sent off or that I get disqualified, you know, whatever it is, because it's illegal. You can't fucking do it, bro. And he did. He does it, you know, on multiple occasions. We see it in multiple fights, and it's not like accidental. It's not in a way that would make you think like, oh, you know, maybe it's just accidentally happening. He's doing it on purpose, and it's very obvious. When you're watching one of his fights and you see him eye poke time after time, you know, sometimes multiple times in a fight that he's eye poking somebody, it almost makes you wonder, you know, is he really that good of a fighter if he has to commit so many illegal fouls? Same thing with, you know, strikes to the back of the head. Strikes to the back of the head are not legal. There's a case where, you know, a Mexican boxer got fucking paralyzed because of it. And so, you know, when you hit to the back of the head, and you're, you know, purposely ignoring the rules, I don't think that you should still be considered as, you know, the greatest of all time if you're just blatantly ignoring the rules. Now, even if we don't want to talk about, you know, Jon Jones being a fucking snake, being an illegal bitch, and, you know, just overall breaking the rules of the sport, we can just look at his fucking anabolic steroid use. So a lot of you may wonder, you know, why is his record 22-3? You know, isn't it 22-4? He lost to Jon Jones twice. Well, no, because Jon Jones got popped for fucking turnable after the fight, and so it got overturned. The decision got overturned to a draw. In my opinion, it should be a loss for Jon fucking Jones, because the fact that he's able to take an illegal steroid and he's still able to fight in the UFC is absolutely fucking bizarre to me. Now, if you guys don't know what turnable is, basically it's just a steroid, kind of a watered down version of Dianabol, and it's used during cutting phases, where, you know, you want to lose weight and still grow muscle. So I mean, I'm sure you guys can understand how you're taking a shit ton of steroids, so you're losing weight, but you're still gaining a lot of strength, and you're still gaining, you know, that little bit of performance. So yeah, so like, why the fuck is he able to fight on steroids? It doesn't make sense. He's tried to hide from USADA, all these other drug organizations.
USADA rolls in to Jackson's gym to do a test on Jon Jones, and there was only some coaches in there, and there was like 5 people there at the time. So he can see them coming. Where they park, he can see them coming. So they don't know what to do with him. They hide him underneath the cage. Can't find you. You didn't have to test back. So anyway, he hides under the ring. They say, well, where is he? He's supposed to, you know, this is his gym. They say, well, how would I know where he is? So instead of leaving like they thought they would do, they take a seat. Well, there's like 8 hours left in the business day. They don't ever leave. However long was 6 or 8 hour time frame, Jon's under the cage the entire time. So
like, I mean, is that clip not fucking insane? How is he able to blatantly hide from someone trying to drug test him? Chael Sonnen told this story, so we do have to, you know, I guess take that with a grain of salt. But even so, like, it's fucking insane to me. So on top of all of this, you know, I didn't write down the amount of times that, you know, he's fucking beat his wife, the amount of times that he's, you know, gone drunk driving or like fucking gotten arrested, you know, all this other bullshit. I'm not gonna mention that because I don't think it really pertains to his fighting ability. You know, you can keep, I guess, how they say, the art separate from the person. And so, I mean, like, yeah, he's a great fighter, and we can keep that separate from, you know, how he beats his wife and how he, you know, has multiple DUIs. But yeah, regardless, you guys might be wondering, dear Greg, who is actually the greatest fighter of all time? Who's the guy that you fucking step in a room in and you don't come out. I mean, this is a pretty hard question to look at, but I'm gonna try my best to explain my reasoning and why I believe this is the truth. So first, obviously, we have to look at someone that's a double champ. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to say that the greatest of all time isn't a double champ, just because that is such a, I guess, prize or like coveted award of of great fighters. So I mean, there is a short list of this: Conor McGregor, Daniel Cormier, Henry Cejudo, Amanda Nunes, Jon Jones, and Izzy. So we don't have a lot of fighters to choose from based off this list. First one we're going to take out, Conor McGregor. I mean, he's a bum, cocaine addict. He got his ass beat by Khabib. And he's been dodging fucking Chandler forever now. And I just don't think I guess that's personal bias. I just don't like the way he fights, to be honest. But yeah, next up, Henry Cejudo. He kind of ruined his own career by fighting till this day. I mean, he got eye poked by Song Yadong. He got his ass beat by Merab. If he had retired earlier, I think he could have been one of the greatest fighters of all time, but he kind of just ruined it for himself. Amanda Nunes, I mean, again, guys, I don't watch female fights, so I don't know. She could be fucking great. She could be amazing. I don't watch women fights. And yeah, so for that reason, can't be the case. Izzy got his ass beat by Pereira 3 times now. Got beat up by Jan. Just in general, Izzy, again, kind of like a watered down fighter. He could have stopped while he was ahead and just like had a really nice career, but he keeps fighting and he just gets his ass beat every time. It's like, bro, what's going on, man? I thought he was gonna fight Imamov. I thought he was gonna get his reputation back up, but just not the case. So obviously the only one left that could be a possible answer is Daniel Cormier. The reason I think DC is the greatest fighter of all time is because he's not known for being like a rat fighter, someone that purposely fouls, does all this bullshit. From what I know, he's pretty clean and he fights pretty fairly. Number 2, you've never heard of DC in a headline fucking steroid pop for steroids, fight overturned. It's kind of makes you wonder, didn't take steroids. I mean, so it's very simple. He had a very, very good career other than Jones and Stipe, which we'll talk about more in a second. So he had a really, really good career, but he didn't do steroids, and he didn't fucking do anything illegal. He wasn't a dirty fighter. I mean, thirdly, I guess you can kind of count this if you're looking at moral character. He doesn't beat his wife, and he doesn't have multiple DUIs. And from what I understand, his sons actually love him. I mean, yeah, looking at his career, it really is just unfortunate what happened. He fought Stipe once, knocked him the fuck out in the first round, and then he fought him 2 more times, and he lost by. First time he got knocked out, or their second fight he got knocked out, and then the third fight he lost via decision. It's just unfortunate. It's just kind of fucked up. It's kind of sad. He was old. He should have quit after the Derek Lewis fight, but he didn't. And it is what it is. Some fighters really just like ruin their career by not ending when they should be, and I guess DC is no different. But I mean, yeah, it's not like some sort of crazy analysis that needs to be done. It's not like some crazy hot take of mine that that Jon Jones isn't the GOAT. It's pretty simple. He does illegal moves consistently. He consistently has failed drug tests. He's been proven that he is a snake. I mean, proven. Chael Sonnen said the story, so it could be wrong. But he's dodged fucking drug tests apparently. But then we can look at someone like DC, who's had as an impressive career, if not even more impressive. Doesn't do steroids, is also a double champ, doesn't do illegal moves, whatever. Hasn't ever dodged anybody, which I think is slept on. He hasn't dodged anybody, man. He's fucking fought everybody that, got popped up by fucking Daddy Dana. He, showed up. He was like, all right, sign the contract. He signed that shit, and he beat their ass, other than Stipe, of course. I know this was a short one. Isn't much that needs to be said about this topic. I just think Jon Jones is a fucking snake. I think he's a dirty fighter, which he is, and I think he does steroids, which has been proven. And just in general, I'm not a fan of the guy, to be completely honest. And if that makes the video biased, I mean, I guess it's a biased video. But I stated nothing but facts. I feel like I wasn't that biased in reporting the type of person that Jon Jones is. and his fighting style. And same with DC. I don't have any reason to like DC. I don't know the guy either. I just think that he's overall the better fighter. If we look at their careers side by side. Thank you guys very much for watching. This was a fucking Gear Greg production. I'll see you guys in the next one.